Hi everyone, myself Dr. P. Soumya, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So in this session, I'm going to discuss about endangered and endemic species. So in this session, I'm going to cover the topics: introduction to endangered and endemic species. So what are endangered and endemic species? And what are the examples of endangered and endemic species? So what are the causes of endangerment and what conservation strategies and conclusion. So here, introduction to endangered and endemic species. So here, endangered and endemic species are critical part of our planet's biodiversity. Endangered and endemic species are a critical part of our planet's biodiversity. These species face threats that put their survival at risk. So these are facing threats so that put their survival at high risk. So understanding the importance of protecting these species, it is very crucial for the future of our ecosystem. So understanding the importance of protecting these species. So the importance of protecting these endangered and endemic species, it is very crucial for the future of our ecosystems. So what are endangered species? So what is meant by endangered species? Endangered species, these are those that face high risk of extinction in the near future. So endangered species, these are those that face a high risk of extinction in the near future. So these species have a limited population in size. These species have a limited population in size and these are vulnerable to threats such as habitat loss, pollution and climate change. So these endangered species, these have limited population size and these are vulnerable to threats such as pollution, climate change and habitat loss. So the conservation efforts, these are necessary to prevent their extinction and preserve the balance of our ecosystem. So we need conservation efforts. The conservation efforts, so these are very need. So these are necessary to prevent their extinction and also preserves the balance of our ecosystem. So what is meant by endangered species means the endangered species, these are those that face high risk of extinction in the near future, means these are having less population size. So we need conservation efforts. The conservation efforts, these are very necessary to prevent their extinction and also preserve the balance of our ecosystem. So what are endemic species? Endemic species, these are unique to a specific region, specific geographic location, and these are not found nowhere else on the earth. So these are endemic species, are these are unique to a specific geographic location and these are not found anywhere nowhere else on the earth. So these species have evolved in the isolation of and often have specialized adaptations to their environment. So these species have evolved in isolation and often have specialized adaptations to their environment. So the endemic species, these have evolved in isolation and also often have specialized adaptations to their environment. These only having specialized adaptations to certain places, certain geographic location to their environment. So protecting endemic species, it is crucial as they play significant role in maintaining the ecological balance of their particular habitat. So these will useful for the maintaining the ecological balance of their particular habitat. The endemic species. The endemic species, these are protecting endemic species. It is a very crucial as they play a significant role in maintaining the ecological balance of their particular habitat. So endemic species means the endemic species, these are unique to a specific geographic location, and these are found nowhere else on the earth, and these are very these are these are having often these have specialized adaptation to their environment, and this will play a significant role in maintaining the ecological balance of their particular region, the particular habitat. So the protecting endemic species, it is very crucial. So because of these are these are maintaining ecological balance of their particular habitat. So examples of endangered species are the Sumatran tiger, with only around 400 individual left. So it is critically endangered due to habitat loss and illegal hunting. So examples of endangered species are, so tiger, that is Sumatran tiger. So with these are having only 400 individuals, and it is critically endangered due to habitat loss as well as illegal hunting. The black rhinoceros, so it with a population of less than 5,500, it is highly threatened by poaching for its horn. So it is highly threatened by poaching for its horn. And the pangolin, the most trafficked mammal in the world. So the pangolin, the most trafficked mammal in the world, it is critically endangered due to illegal trade and also habitat destruction. So here the Sumatran tiger, the black rhinoceros, and the pangolin. So these are the some of the examples of endangered species. These are endangered due to habitat loss, illegal hunting, and also the illegal trade. So what are the examples of endemic species? The Galapagos giant tortoise, it is endemic to Galapagos Islands. So, and it plays a vital role in shaping the island's ecosystem. So, the lemurs of Madagascar, so these are endemic to island and are known for their unique behaviors and also adaptations. And also the kiwi bird, so it is endemic to New Zealand, and it is a symbol of the country unique biodiversity. So it is the kiwi bird, it is endemic to New Zealand, and it is a symbol of country's unique biodiversity. So these are the examples of endemic and endangered species. So impacts of extinction. So what are the impacts of extinction? The extinction of a species The extinction of a species can disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystems, loss of biodiversity that reduces the resilience of ecosystem, making them more susceptible to disturbances. Human well-being also affected as we rely on healthy ecosystem for resources such as clean air and water. So the impacts of extinction are, so the extinction of a species can disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystem. So this will disrupt the delicate balance of ecosystem. So and also loss of biodiversity reduces loss of biodiversity taking place. So this will reduces the resilience of ecosystem and making them more susceptible to disturbances. And also human well-being also affected by the impacts by the extinction as we rely on healthy ecosystem for resources such as clean air and clean water. So these are the impacts of extinction of endemics and endangered species. The habitat loss is what are the causes of endangerment? Habitat loss, it is a primary threat to many species. But the causes of endangerment is habitat loss. It is a primary threat to many species, and this caused by deforestation urbanization and also agriculture. The habitat loss it is take place mainly by the urbanization, agriculture lands and also deforestation. So this habitat loss it is a primary threat to many species. The climate change it is altering habitats and affecting the behavior and distribution of many species. Illegal wildlife trade and poaching pose significant risk to endangered and endemic species. Climate change also playing a crucial role for the endangerment and endemic species. The climate change it is altering habitats and affecting the behavior and also distribution of many species. And also main cause is illegal wildlife trade and poaching pose significant. This will significant risks to endangered and endemic species. So these are the causes of endangerment. So what are the conservation strategies for the endangerment and endemic species? So the protected areas play a crucial role in conserving endangered and endemic species. The habitat restoration efforts aim to recreate, rehabilitate habitats for these species. So, habitat restoration strategy. So, this habitat restoration efforts these aim to recreate the habitats, recreate or rehabilitate habitats for these endemic species. And the public awareness is very important. The public awareness and education are essential in encouraging conservation efforts and promoting sustainable practices. So these are the conservation strategies. Protected areas, so these play crucial role in conserving endangered and endemic species and also habitat restoration and also public awareness and education. So these are essential in encouraging conservation efforts and promoting sustainable practices. What is international conservation efforts? So the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, that is CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, that is CITES, regulates the trade of endangered species globally. So this Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, this regulates the trade of endangered species globally. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN, assesses the conservation status of species and develops conservation strategies. So this IUCN assesses the conservation status of species and it develops the conservation strategies. So CITES, that is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, this regulates the trade of endangered species globally. That IUCN, this assesses the conservation status of the species and also develops the conservation strategies. Global initiatives, so such as United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, emphasize the importance of biodiversity conservation. The global initiatives such as United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, this will emphasize the importance of biodiversity conservation. So success stories, the recovery of after implementing the conservation strategies, success stories are the recovery of the bald eagle population in United States. It is a remarkable conservation success story. So after implementing the conservation strategies, the recovery of the bald eagle population in United States, it is a remarkable conservation success story. And also the Arabian oryx, once extinct in the wild, so has been successfully reintroduced into its natural habitat. So the conservation efforts for a gained panda in China have resulted in an increase in its population. So these are the success stories of conservation strategies of endemic and endangered species. So what are the challenges in conservation? So limited funding and also resources poses significant challenges for conservation efforts, and also lack of political will and enforcement of conservation laws hinder effective protection of endangered and endemic species, and also climate change presents new challenges as species need to adapt to rapidly changing environments. So these are the challenges of in conservation. So here, engaging local communities, it is very important in conservation efforts. So involving local communities in conservation efforts, it is a crucial for long-term success. So we know that the engaging local communities, it is in conservation efforts, it is a crucial for long-term success. So empowering local communities through education and sustainable livelihood, it can reduce threats to endangered and endemic species. And also indigenous knowledge and practices can provide valuable insights into conservation strategies. So engaging local communities, so it is and engaging and empowering local communities through education and sustainable livelihoods. This can reduce threats to the endangered and endemic species. What is the role of technology uh, in conservation? So here technologies such as satellite tracking and remote sensing helps monitor and protect endangered and endemic species. The role of technology in conservation. So here this technology such as satellite tracking and also remote sensing. So this helps to monitor and protect endangered and endemic species. And also DNA analysis assist in identifying and tracking species, aiding in conservation efforts. And also, social media and online platforms play a vital role in raising awareness and mobilizing support for conservation. So, this is the role of technology in conservation. So here individual actions. So in conservation, so this individual action, every individual can contribute to the conservation of endangered and endemic species. So supporting organization and initiatives focused on conservation can make a difference, and making sustainable choices in daily life, such as reducing waste, supporting sustainable products, help to protect ecosystems. So here individual action also matters very much. So here making individual every individual can contribute to the conservation of endangered and endemic species, and also making sustainable choices in daily life. So that is very important, and such as reducing waste, so supporting sustainable products, and also helps protect in ecosystems. So here, the 10 actions you can take to conserve endangered species. Here, volunteer and report, and also reduce garden travel and protective, and also plan and also choose. So these are some of the actions that we can take to conserve the endangered species. So here this is the case study, the Great Barrier Reef. So this is a home to numerous endemic and endangered species. The Great Barrier Reef, it is a home to numerous endemic and endangered species. The climate change, pollution, including coral bleaching, ocean acidification, so threaten its survival. So here, the Great Barrier Reef. So the survival is threatened by so climate change, pollution, acidification, and also coral bleaching. So here, collaborative efforts involving government, scientists, and also public aim to protect and restore this iconic ecosystem, that is the Great Barrier Reef, which is home to numerous endemic and endangered species. So conclusion. So here the endangered and endemic species, these are critical for maintaining the health and functioning of our ecosystems. So here conservation efforts. So these are essential to protect these species from extinction. So we know that the conservation efforts are very essential to protect the endemic species and the endangered species from extinction. And also it is our responsibility to take action and ensure a sustainable future for all the species. So this is about endangered and endemic species, and thank you all.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.